K-Sun at it again.
Hopped up out the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my iPhone, hit my flip phone. Shorty bad as hell, she might be yellow, might be red bone. Talking about I made it, how you ain't know that I've been on, been on. Hopped up out the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my
What's up, you guys? It's your girl DeSheaDaVille back with another video. I got your main man Mozzie here with me. Excuse how we look right now. Basically, we pretty much just woke up. It's 11:47. As you can tell by this title, today's video is going to be an update for you guys. I'm trying out a ring light. I've actually tried it out previously, but those videos are never uploaded. I do apologize. We're gonna let him make a mess and keep him active and busy right now, because if I sit him down, he's gonna be trying to stand up using the ring light and the tripod, and it's just gonna be a nightmare for me to get this video recorded. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you guys with an update, let you guys, well, have to sleep that up, but yeah, come to you guys with an update. And I know it's been a while, it's been so long. Mozzie is now 8 months. Today is like, I don't even know what today is. I think today is the 27th, 28th, 29th. It's the 29th. So as you can see, my life has been hectic, but it's been great. So for these updates, I just want to say, time flies. Like, time really flies. I know my son looks crazy right now. I will record another video today as well, so that's part of the reason why I haven't got him dressed and everything for this video. And I try to keep it as real as possible, because I'm a real mom on the other side of the camera, just as well as you're a real mom or dad on the other side of the camera. And I didn't feel like getting dressed up. My hair looks a mess. I didn't feel like putting him on clothes. I didn't feel like getting me dressed, because let's just be honest, you know, we're in those stages. Baby's crawling, baby's standing up. I have to fit my time in strategically, or do things, you know, when it makes sense for us. So as I was saying, he is now 8 months. So I think the last update that I did was his 5-month update. So that's 3 months to cover, and in such a short amount of time, Mozzie has accomplished so many milestones. I don't know where he's looking or anything. Here, you want to put this? He can also, you guys, he can grab these and put these in his mouth on his own. It's just something about when I'm sitting with him, he wants me to feed this stuff to him, or he just kind of, I don't think he wants it actually. But your girl was thirsty. So we're gonna start with 6 months and work our way up. So I don't know if you can tell, or if he's gonna let you guys see. No, he's not. He has see, told you can put him in his mouth. It's like he's still working on his pinchers, but that's the update. We're gonna get to that. Did it get in there? So for 6 months, 6 to 8 months, I'm just gonna say all the milestones and tell you when he accomplished them afterwards. So between 6 to 8 months, some of the major milestones, you know, some babies start teething, they start crawling, they should be able to roll over from their stomach to back to stomach type thing, roll over on their sides. You know, the crawling is more between 6 to 8, closer, you know, it's different for every baby, so we're gonna get into that. He should be working on his little pinchers, bringing it to his mouth. We've introduced solids. What are some other things? Yeah, so just to briefly go over a lot of those milestones. So around 6 months, like as soon as Mozzie turned 6 months, we had his 6-month appointment, and I was kind of skeptical about whether or not he was actually able to roll over, because I told you guys before, he didn't really like tummy time, so my husband and I got in the habit of, in the daytime when we're both awake and everything, when we would go change him, we would just go take him in the room on the bed and change him, and then after that kind of play with him on the bed because he was a little bit more comfortable there. And we noticed he had more mobility on the bed than he actually had on the floor. And I guess that has to do with you know, the bed is, we don't have a soft, our mattress is very firm, but I guess it's just he can like spring himself up better and etc. So when we had our 6-month doctor's appointment, Mozzie was 42 centimeters in length. That's length or head circumference. Don't quote me on that. But he was definitely 19.5 pounds. I'm going to insert the actual stats with this video. But our doctor, his pediatrician, said that he was doing amazing. He's accomplishing all milestones. Actually, every time she sees him, she compliments how well that we're doing as first parents. By 4 months, he was able to sit up fully, supporting himself. And I'm going to go through his stages of when he got to like rolling over and crawling, because they all kind of tie in together. So between 4 to 6 months, I noticed when he was sitting up, he went from sitting up very stationary, stagnant, and just sitting up properly how you would expect someone to sit up, to sitting and leaning forward. So I looked into those milestones and I saw that most babies, they start off leaning forward and, you know, kind of supporting themselves with their hands first. But he did it kind of backwards. And I kind of paid attention to that. I noticed that when he was in my lap, around closer to like 5.5 months, he would try to stand up in my lap. He would try to crawl to reach other things on the opposite side of the couch, because if you saw my living room right now, his toys are all over the floor. I have stuff all over the couches. So that's why we're right here, which, I mean, is good for his development because he was trying to get into everything. So I noticed, I'm like, he's somewhat standing and crawling. So as I said before, we started putting him on the bed more to get those things down. So at his 6-month appointment, we had not officially seen him roll all the way over on his own without being coached into rolling over, if that makes sense. But a few nights later, we had moment. So assuming that he couldn't roll over, I still had pillows around on the side of the bed and everything, but I discovered he can roll over because he rolled over to nurse at night, but he rolled over to the side of the bed that I normally sleep on. However, I was not laying on that side of the bed. So yeah, he rolled over onto the floor. I almost had a heart attack because we have a sleigh bed in our bedroom, so it has those wooden ledges. And yeah, I like cried. I was so like, you know, I felt so terrible. Like, it's kind of emotional now. Like, girl, you getting watery eyed? Like, I felt so emotional as a parent. Like, you know, the worst could have happened, but it didn't. But, you know, like, I was just so like, how did I let that happen? So just be mindful. They always say, just because you don't think your baby can crawl, beds, changing tables, all of those things, just don't leave your baby unattended or well guarded, because they fall. Yeah, so like I freaked out. Like, as soon as I heard him fall, he cried, but when I picked him up, he stopped crying. He went back to sleep, and I was just like, okay. I was kind of scared to let him go back to sleep at first because, you know, concussions and all that, but he seemed like he was just more startled that he hit the floor than actually hurt. So yeah, he rolled over at 6 months, like literally like 2 days after his 6-month appointment. So from there forward, he was rolling over, like no issues. We just kept, you know, laying him down in the bed, playing with him, setting stuff there, going on different sides of the bed so he could follow us to try to like roll over in different directions. And he was doing it amazingly. So you're probably wondering when I'm about to say this, how did he start crawling at 6 months? Yes, Mozzie started crawling at 6 months. Literally a week and a half later, he crawled for the first time. So his crawling initially looked like him being on all fours, and he would just rock forward and kind of like fall, like face plant when he would try to go forward, or he would get frustrated like when he was trying to scooch forward, he would actually go backwards instead. So he developed a technique of rolling over and sitting up. Like he would just roll and sit up until he got to where he wanted in the living room. So the first time he crawled, I was unable to actually catch it on camera because it was in the middle of the night, and I have these fuzzy slippers, and your boy decided he wanted my slippers, and I just stood far away from him, was like, come here, and he was getting really upset because I just wasn't picking him up. Every time he would get close to me, I would kind of move because he was doing the rolling thing. And so he started crawling, like he was fussing at me, not even really crying, but you know how when babies fuss. Okay, just say you wanted more puffs. So let me help you out there. So yeah, I was I wouldn't say antagonizing him, but I was just trying to see what he can do, because I noticed like if I left out of a room and came back, because I wasn't expecting for him to crawl, he was getting to locations really fast. And I came to the conclusion, and I think I was right, he was playing us for about a week. Like he could crawl, but he just wouldn't do it in front of us. Like he would wait until we left, and I guess that would motivate him to get to where he's going. So that's the first time I witnessed he can crawl. And after that, I was like, yes, son, on the floor, play with your toys, get into some mess, get out of my lap. Because all the way up until then, for a whole 6 months, it was just him in my lap all day, every day. Like, here, take him, I have to use the restroom. Can you watch him? I have to take a shower. Because he was just very glued to our lap. But since now that he's crawling, he's gained a lot more independence, and I love that. So he's crawling. Then right after that, I noticed really before he even started to crawl, he had already started pulling himself up onto like the couches to like stand up. So he was started doing that. He has teeth. He's been teething for some months now, but his first teeth came in, I'd say about a month ago, around closer to 7 months. So my mom tells me not to count them, so I'm not going to say how many he has. I'm going to insert a video. Please don't count them for my mom's sake. Probably, I'm not sure why she doesn't want us to count them, but it's just like everything. Don't count your braids, don't count your teeth, she just says don't count the stuff, so I'm not going to count it. But yeah, so I'm going to insert a little video clip of his teeth so you can see his teeth coming in. I'm going to also insert the videos of him crawling. He can pull himself up on furniture, so he walks around doing that. And what is another update? Oh, he stood up for the first time. Y'all, I had this in my notes. He stood up for the first time. It was actually a few days ago. So on the May 24th at 7:24 p.m., he stood up for the first time, like without holding on to something. And he stood up for like a good 10 to 15 seconds. So what happened was he was holding on to the couch, standing up originally with me sitting there, and his dad was over here in the kitchen. We were exchanging conversation, and he got distracted by our conversation and let go of the couch. And so we just kept talking, and we realized like where he was standing, I guess it wasn't where he had a good reach back to the couch. So he was just literally standing there in the living room, balancing himself like so. I'm sorry if I keep looking around, but yeah, he was balancing himself. And it wasn't until we kind of were like, yay! And he got excited and started bouncing, and then he fell. But he was just like standing there. And that wasn't really a shocker for us, only because we kind of have been watching him. Like I said, he's been pulling up on furniture for a while. Anything that he can use to support himself to stand, he stands. But he's a risk taker. Like, he lets go. He doesn't mind falling. I noticed recently he has come to, you know, depth perception and everything. So he knows that if he gets to the edge of the bed, he's gonna fall. So like, he goes to the edge and looks over type situation. But sometimes he's just like, hey, you know, let's try it. So he tries to get down off of the bed on his own. He tries to get down off the couch on his own. When he's in my lap, like, he'll slide down off. He's doing a lot. He really is sitting, like, not sitting, what am I saying? He's really progressing very fast. I'm not saying in comparison to any other babies, because he's himself, but for him to be crawling at 6 months, he's starting to stand up more on his own. Like I said, he stands up supporting himself, and then he tends to let go and stand for a few seconds. So that's pretty good. So we are planning on getting him a walker. I saw this walker I want to get for him. I was gonna do a newborn must-have video. If you guys would still like that video, I would like to do that video, but I just want to put a disclaimer. If I do that video, I'm not doing that video based off of you know, it's going to be completely unsponsored, because nobody sponsored me. And I'm going to do the video based off of, you know, a minimalistic standpoint as much as possible, because if you saw my baby shower, those were a lot of gifts. I've actually used everything except for a lot of like the butt paste and stuff. He's never had a diaper rash. I've never used it. Initially we just used Vaseline on his bottom. So for the newborns must-have videos, there's a couple of things that we have purchased that were kind of a miss. I thought we needed it, but they were a miss. They were purchased not during my baby shower, but since Mozzie has been here, coexisting, enjoying life, you know. So I would really like to do that video, because people inside of the stores we shop and family members actually gave me pretty good advice when it came to what I should buy and how I should buy. Because of course, like bouncers and walkers, you have like combination type setups of those. You also have a whole like swings and everything. So I just want to do a newborn must-have video and let you guys know what worked for me, or something that I would have purchased, would have liked to purchase, but he's kind of grown past that now. But overall, I just wanted to really show you guys how much he has grown. And obviously I have to wash the table off, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna fasten his shirt though first. I'm gonna show you how big he's gotten. But you got your foot all on my table. You better be lucky, little cute baby, because mama don't do feet on the table. But yeah, so tell me how you guys' babies are doing in the comments below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video down in the comments below. A little bit more content that you would like to see from us. And also, I would like to take the time. I have like 697 subscribers at this point. If you watch this far into the video, I would like to say thank you to you all. That's basically for reaching 700 subscribers. You know, if it wasn't for you guys constantly subscribing, I wouldn't be motivated to continue doing content, because just to get up and record seems like the easiest thing in the world, but to be able to manage your time, edit videos and everything else, like I applaud anybody that is very consistent on YouTube, especially people that have like more mommy and family channels with like younger kids, because as you can see, they're into everything. And you know, he has a pimple on his chin. I'm not sure why it's there. It went away and then it came back in the exact same spot. Can we not do that, son? But yeah, so I'm now gonna go wash Mozzie's hands. This is the end of the video. Make sure that you leave a like, leave a like, drop a comment down below, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell, because your girl is coming back with more content for you guys. Gosh. And again, it's your girl DeShay and Mozzie. You want to say anything? Never. Okay, so we're out.
Mama, K-Sun at it again.
Hopped up out the bed, I put that drip on. Talking about that work, don't hit my